Welcome to Storm the Castle's Developer Commentary, Episode 9? I'm not sure how I'm going to do this Waterworkers Ocean in terms of episodes, but I'm assuming I'm going to do like 5 parts of an episode, or maybe call it like 2 episodes with like 2.5 parts each, or something stupid like that. But, yeah, I'm going to do the Waterworkers Ocean now. It's the next order of business, and this area is quite a change of pace, I would say. Just grab one of those. Alright, so I've noticed that the areas so far have discouraged exploration and discovery. I tend to make up for the earlier areas with this area. It's huge. I will provide you with a map to fill out, but discovering the island locations and finding the 3 wolves in the area is completely up to you. Also, as always, the path to the next intersection is found in this area. Good luck, have fun, and drown in this endless sea of torment. Okay. Oh, by the way, since last episode, I've boosted my microphone volume, so you should hopefully be able to hear me over even this minecart sound. Hopefully. Like, I did a quick test it before this episode, and it sounded like I was much louder than before, so it should be louder and easier to hear relative to the Minecraft sounds. Like, during the pink wool boss fight, you could barely hear me at all because of how loud the ghasts were, but now you should be able to hear me loud and clear, and it took me way too long to figure out that problem. Okay, so just take care of that zombie. Wow, 1 hit, nice. Take the wheel, pirate ship will get you to intersection 4. Just giving that as a hint because finding like the teleporter on the pirate ship is kind of, you know, it might cause the player to have an unnecessary time looking around to find the way out of here, but hopefully they'll take that hint and not be stuck in this area. So let's see, maps and boats. There's 5 maps basically, and what I did to be kind of like a nice move at the last minute was I filled out the 3 islands that have the wolves on them. So you can see the Tower of the Gods in the middle there, the Forest Haven in the top right corner, and then down there to the south you can see a little thing right there, that's the Diamond Steep Isle. And so yeah, that was just a nice little thing I did because otherwise this area might have given people a lot of trouble just trying to find the wool islands. So I kind of wanted to at least give them a hint like where to go. And the thing in the top left corner is the pirate ship that'll get you to intersection 4. So yeah, this is a nice move I did just to make this area not so overwhelming in terms of, you know, trying to find your way out and to your goals and such. Alright, for this run I'm probably going to do several episodes and cut out like pretty much all of the sailing basically, because nobody wants to see me just sail across the huge oceans, because it's kind of ridiculously huge. And don't mind the bedrock wall, just set sail. Yeah, don't try to, you know, climb up there and just run along the wall, because that'd be lame and really inefficient, to be honest. And here's another little hint. Some knowledge of the Wind Waker may be beneficial. The island locations are kind of based on where the islands are in the Wind Waker. They're loosely based. Like you can see the Forest Haven is in the top right corner, but in the Wind Waker it's in the bottom left corner. So it's kind of like a rotated map. The Tower of the Gods is still in the middle, and the Diamond Steep Isle is kind of where it would be in relation to the islands in the Wind Waker if it was turned on its side, like the map is, I think. And also the Forsaken Fortress, which isn't on this map because it's a side goal, is where it would be if the map was turned some amount of degrees to make the map, you know, actually what it would be in the Wind Waker. So anyway, let's set sail. Let's just go for, I don't know where I would go first. What should I do first in this ocean? I guess I should get the wolves first, maybe? And then maybe go for like the side goals afterwards, and just see how long the episodes are and all that stoof. This horse naturally spawned on here when I first built it, so I just kind of left him there. It's kind of like, you know, just use a horse here. Alright, so you are on Set Out Island, and if you get that joke, then that's cool. It's like opposite of Outset Island, where you start out in the Wind Waker, which is kind of funny. But yeah, Quite a change of pace, isn't this? Go forth! Yeah, it's like the first area you actually like are given incentive to explore around instead of, going through a castle that's like perfectly set out for you to find everything and such. So I'm just gonna go straight forward for now, and probably I guess I could just take on the Tower of the Gods now while I have all my gear and such, and my good gear I mean, because it's the hardest of the three walls by far. So I'm gonna definitely try to take that on while I'm prepared for it. So yeah, probably do this island and then go straight to the Tower of the Gods afterwards, and then probably call that an episode. I haven't started the timer yet though, so I might want to do that while I'm sailing. This journey isn't that long, so I'm not going to skip this sailing. So stopwatch, start. Alright, so now I know how long the episode's going to be. And here we are on... I think I put a sign up here. It's called Random Island number 2345. That's just a random number because this is just supposed to be, a generic island that nobody should care about really except for this. This is the only thing of interest on this island. As far as I can remember, I might have put like a chest in a tree somewhere, but I do that in a lot of islands, so whatever. There are lots of honeypots like in these islands because otherwise it gets really swarmy with mobs, which is understandable because of, the ocean doesn't allow natural spawns on it, so you really have to heavily honeypot islands in particular because of how the natural spawns are going to be spread out on the island. Like at night, the surface of this island was like really, really swarmy, but after putting in the honeypots, it's not as extreme as it used to be. So yeah, that's how I honeypotted these areas, or these island areas, so that the natural spawns are not overwhelming you. Like, because it's daytime, this cave would be the only dark spot, like in the spawn radius, or the spawn decision radius, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, this place would have been like completely swarmed with enemies if there were no honeypots and if it was daytime. Alright, so I probably shouldn't have the map on my bar. Don't really need it, really. Alright. The reason I'm going down here is there's an artifact down here. And yeah, it's not that hard to find in terms of like artifacts or something, but it is kind of out of the way, so I wouldn't expect everyone to find this or get this, but it is an artifact, and this area definitely has the most artifacts out of any other area because of how, freaking massive this place is, and there's just so many places to explore, and so many, islands, all that junk. So yeah, actually I probably want to, if I'm just regenning or something, I might want to just mark this place on the map, just to have it. Yeah, that's what I like about this map. You can mark the locations as you find them, so that you don't find an island you've already like found and you don't know if you found it yet or something. And yeah, you can just like search open ocean areas that you haven't found islands in yet. I really like that. And the map is all blue because I filled it out before I put the islands in. So yeah, when I was first building this area, I first just put the water in basically and made the ocean, and then later I added the islands. But before I added the islands, I went through and made a massive map of the entire place with just the water, so that when you open the map, it's all water and not that gray stuff you can fill out with a what you would usually see when you first open a map. So here's the artifact of this place. It's a large stick. It's Bane of Arthropods 5, and it's got +7 attack damage, so it's basically an infinite diamond sword with Bane of Arthropods 5. So that's kind of good if there was a spider area or something. But yeah, Bane of Arthropods is usually pretty terrible. But it is still like a free infinite diamond sword, and it's an artifact, of course, so whatever. Yeah, I was kind of wondering like what to put in this spider's nest, and then, like at the last second I was like, oh wait, spiders hate sticks, right? You smack a spider with a stick and it dies, right? So how about a stick with Bane of Arthropods on it? So yeah, that was my thought process on that. It's kind of stupid, but Alright, let's head for the Tower of the Gods. I think I do have a lot of things to talk about, like in terms of the initial thoughts behind this area, so I won't really skip this sailing in particular. And I have my render distance increased to 12 chunks instead of my usual 8, because yeah, this ocean kind of encourages the player to increase their render distance so that they can see far off islands before you know, they like pass right by them because of a short render distance, they couldn't see it or something. So yeah, I have that increased so I can do that. And eventually here I'll hit the Tower of the Gods. Alright, so what do I want to talk about? Water Waker's Ocean. So yeah, of course this area is kind of based on the Wind Waker and such. And I don't know why I decided on Water Waker's Ocean as the title, but whatever. Actually, one thing I was thinking about earlier today is I should probably make an adventure map that's basically playing through a Zelda game. Like, I could make the Ocarina of Time in Minecraft, like the entire game with all the dungeons and everything, using command blocks to do the, you know, mechanic magic. And I thought that would be a really cool idea if I could actually like finish the map and like have a full playthrough of Ocarina of Time in Minecraft. That would be amazing. But yeah, that would take forever, and yeah, I would have to really work hard on that. Anyway, here's the Tower of the Gods. I think this is, yeah, my favorite in terms of like the areas of the Water Waker's Ocean. It's massive, as you can see, and it's really actually pretty accurate to the actual Tower of the Gods and the Wind Waker in terms of the outside aesthetics, which I really liked. But because there's so much water and so much underground area, I couldn't make the tower as high as I wanted to. Like, if you compare this tower and its height compared to the actual Tower of the Gods in the Wind Waker, this is really short. So I did want to make this taller, but the height limit restricted me too much. But I did what I could, and so yeah, this is the Tower of the Gods. A little sign there to tell you where you are. Yeah, and that's explaining why it's not as high as I wanted to make it. Alright, so let's actually get into this area. There's flying skeleton spawners, like you saw in the Ganon's Tower. And then there are some hidden loots, like all over this place, and pretty nice loots. Fire resistance, I'll definitely want. Block of iron, regen, strength. You know, typical CTM loots. And this room is kind of based on some structures that were in the Wind Waker. Like, you might be able to recognize that wall over there that has the gray things that you're supposed to, you know, blow up in the Wind Waker and make a path to the areas over there. But I think I just put like a loot chest behind those. I think I'll get it after I get these. Those flying skeletons can get pretty annoying though, so I kind of want to hurry in taking out these guys first. Die. Ooh, I got an iron ingot from one. Yeah, I think this was before I nerfed the drop chances on these guys' armors. I put the unnerfed spawners in here. So yeah, way too much leather drops. Do I have fire protection? No. Yeah, it's gonna be annoying. Die. Got one. More typical loots, unbreaking books I usually take, but I got enough of them now. And actually gold ingots are really rare in this map. Like, I made sure to limit gold ingots to make it somewhat of a challenge to complete the gold block requirement for the monument, and also it kind of negates the possibility of people using notch apples too much, because notch apples can be pretty OP. So yeah, there's not really enough gold in this map to use notch apples too much, although yeah, there is an infinite source of gold eventually, and a lot of it, but I wouldn't expect the player to utilize that source too much, because it's kind of ridiculous. So anyway, yeah, you blast through these walls in the Wind Waker and you get to the place in here, but if you try to make the Tower of the Gods interior accurate into the Wind Waker, it's pretty much impossible, because yeah, if you look at the interior compared to the exterior of the Tower of the Gods, it's ridiculous. It's impossible, literally. Like, you cannot fit the inside of the Tower of the Gods inside the exterior area. So I didn't really try to copy the interior as much in terms of being accurate to the Wind Waker, because that would be ridiculous. And I think these signs up here explain that. So yeah, don't expect the interior to be as accurate to as the outside is to the actual tower in the Wind Waker. Because yeah, it's impossible. Alright. I mean, if you wanted to do a bunch of like teleporting command blocks that allowed you to teleport people to new rooms instead of, you know, having the rooms actually connected to each other, it would be possible to make it kind of like it was in the Wind Waker, but I didn't feel like making that much, command block magic here. Man, I really, really, really should have nerfed these guys' drop rates, because I don't want this leather armor and these golden swords. Completely trashy. Now, I know I did this area in a sneak peek, but I don't think I've mentioned, like, my sneak peeks in this series at all, have I? But yeah, I'm doing the whole map as a developer commentary in its finished form instead of a sneak peek form, because I did change a few things since the sneak peeks. Like, if you noticed, especially the first area, like the first sneak peek of this entire map. You remember that first video I ever put out of Storm the Castles? It changed so much since then. So yeah, that's kind of another point of this developer commentary, is to point out changes in mid development. This place isn't the best honeypotted, so there will be a lot of natural spawns, because it's really hard to honeypot like a tower like this, because you kind of have to have air all around this place. I might have been able to like honeypot like under the ocean. There's plenty of room for honeypots or something like down there. That would have been possible to honeypot, but I'm not sure if that would exactly like work as well as I'd want it to in terms of preventing natural spawns near the top of the tower. Yeah, let me take care of these skeletons. Hey, die. Full gold. I think that creeper took out all those guys. So yeah, at this point in the map you have pretty much the vanilla caps in terms of, the best gear you could possibly have. So you don't usually have to worry about getting killed at all in this area, unless you get mipped off the side by Beamoses, which I'll get to in a bit. You'll also notice as you go through here, it's not very well decorated, is it? I didn't put like any aesthetics whatsoever in this area. That was kind of a general thing with this map. I really skimped out on the aesthetics because I had no building experience like whatsoever. So yeah, on my next map, Blitz, I am definitely working more on the aesthetics. So definitely look forward to that map, because it's going to be awesome, even though it's in a much smaller scale to this map. Alright. I don't think that spawner actually spawned anything, did it? Whatever. Wow, that's pretty good armor. Stupid high drop chances. Yeah, filling up my inventory. I'm running low on torches. So I might want to just rush through this room in particular, because I think this room has some thorn guards in it. I do like the general design of this room, but yeah, it is easy to skip if you know exactly where to go, like I do. So yeah, I'm just going to skip this room because there's not much to say about that. It's got the thorn guards. I think they're the unnerfed thorn guards, so yeah, I really don't want to hang out in that room for too long. Now I think it's possible to accidentally activate the Fleecy Mob spawner from this. No, wait, from the next room. Never mind. Whoops! Don't want to take the map out there. And yeah, as you can see, I'm beefy. Like nothing's gonna hurt me too much in terms of getting low on HP and such. Oh, die. So yeah, OP loots all over this map. But since I don't have courage, I'm not utilizing courage. Some parts of this map are going to be a lot harder for me in terms of when I was testing it, because I would test it and I would use courage, because yeah, with the knockback resistance, courage is really, really good. So this is going to be a bit harder than my test runs, because this would be really easy with courage, because you just run along here without worrying about getting knocked off because of the knockback resistance. And I guess I don't even have feather falling on me, do I? Not right now, because of these boots. Yeah. Hopefully I don't get knocked off, though. I shouldn't if I'm careful. Up we go. Alright, I think it's possible if you dig up and go far enough up, you can accidentally activate the Fleecy Mob spawner from here, but that wouldn't exactly be advantageous at all. So I wouldn't recommend trying that. Like, I wouldn't even try to risk. I wouldn't even risk jumping there, because there's a risk of that happening. I'll get to the Fleecy Mob and its mechanics when I get to it, which I'm almost there, but for now I want to get this room out of the way. Wait, where'd that flying skeleton come from? I don't remember putting this spawner in here. I think it might be in the wall somewhere, or in the middle. I think I might have put it, or maybe, yeah, I think what happened with its spawn is it spawned from one of the outside spawners that I know are there. So I want to take you out. Stupid bat. Stop flying. Yeah, I'm not really fond of these flying skeletons as I was when I made them. There we go. Dead. And I think there's feather falling on these boots. So I might actually want to hang on to these just in case I need them. Or I want them. Alright, I'm almost to the Beamoses, or what I thought would be a Beamos type mob. And yeah, I changed these Beamoses since the sneak peek video because of various reasons, pretty sure. So these ones have punch on their bows, so I really want to be careful around them before like I turn the corner here. Don't want to get knocked off. Oh, jeez. No, spider, don't knock me into the Beamos' range. Alright. Another one of those guys spawned. Anyway. Oop, oop. Don't knock me off. Yeah, if you get knocked off here, you can fall really far down. Like, this is on the side of the tower. So I want to kill you before you hit me off. And that poison potion you saw on top of him is just to make sure he can spawn in the daylight. And it's kind of, I guess it's kind of like a cool death mechanic as well. Oh jeez, back up against the wall. And they have knockback resistance, so when you shoot them with a non-punch bow, they won't get knocked back. So they're kind of like the Beamoses like that as well. I kind of like these mobs actually. They're pretty cool, and they're pretty comparable to the Beamoses in the Wind Waker as well. They fire flame arrows at you, kind of like the Beamoses fire their lasers at you, kind of, I guess. And those guys spawn from spawners below this path as a anti-cheese mechanic, I guess. They'll spawn on you if you try to block up to this path too early. I really don't want this guy to hit me if he's gonna spawn. There we go. Because he might punch me off because this is a curved path. And it curves downward as well. Alright. So that's pretty much this path safe. I really like this path. It's really aesthetically pretty, it's a nice addition to the tower. And it's pretty accurate to the Wind Waker as well, because there was a path like this in the Wind Waker. It's kind of why it's here. And then here's the path upwards to the boss room. And the lore behind this boss in the Wind Waker is he's a test for Link's courage. So yeah, and now a true test of courage. So yeah, I really want to clear out these natural spawning mobs before I take on the boss. Because yeah, this boss is it's actually pretty similar to the Fear boss or Fleecy mob, but there's a few key differences. One is that the three guests are separated, so they won't, fly on top of each other. But oh boy, am I ready for this? Kind of want strength on the bar and fire resistance. I definitely want fire resistance on the bar. Might sip the regen now, and then put fire resistance. All right, here goes. I have been known to fail on this boss, but here goes nothing. Can you spawn for me? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Ah! I want to keep those creepers away from me. Okay. I don't really want to talk about them while I'm concentrating, so sorry if I'm a bit quiet while I face these guys. Might want to sip this now. Oh god. Hop up. You saw those creepers were named, but that's not really that significant. Kind of want to take out the creeper spawner on him. Did I give him jump? Why is he jumping so high? Weird. Oh god. Oh, I think yep. There's the Fleecy mob. He's down. God, I love this mob. Okay. Whoa. Punch bow, that's gonna be threatening. Alright, where's that spawner minecart that's spawning the creepers? Okay, I might want to do this. Just to prevent myself from getting knocked too far back by this guy. Alright, now it's just a shootout, I guess. Oh my god. Whew. See, that was more exciting than I remember. Yes, alright. So I want to kill the blazes before they have the chance of, I don't know, burning the wool. Alright. That was intense. Whew. Okay, get rid of this junk so we can pick up all this stuff. Wow, he dropped me everything he had on him. And I think this does have protection 5 on it. Please tell me. Yes! Alright, sweet. I got protection 5, diamond armor. That's going to last me for a while. I'll repair this when I have the chance. Power 5, punch 3, flame 2 bow. Wow, that's why it was punching me so much. Oh, wow, nice! I might really want to keep this if I can actually repair it. So, yeah, that's awesome. So, yeah, that's one thing about fleecy mobs in this map in particular. You can farm really, really nice armor off them if you take the time and try to get the armor off them. And I think it's a worthwhile fight to get just the armor because it's so impressive, and it's also pretty balanced as well because it's really hard to kill these mobs, isn't it? You just saw me right there. That was an intense fight. But after you fight him, there's a button here. You can shoot the button after obtaining the wool. And I'm pretty sure it works with Infinity. Yeah, okay, sweet. And it teleports you up to the top, just like in the Wind Waker where you fight him and then you get a thing. You can go up to the top of the tower, and this gets you one of the tank armor sets items, which I will be collecting all of eventually. And this is the chest plate, which is the best piece, I think. But it is, yeah, the tank armor set. The thing with this set, it increases your HP, but it decreases your attack damage and speed. So yeah, it's a tank armor set. It's kind of self-explanatory, so yeah. Alright, so I think I have enough time in this episode to kind of talk a bit more about this Tower of the Gods and the Fleecy Mob, which yes, I love this Fleecy Mob. It's freaking awesome. But yeah, I when I was designing this Fleecy Mob, I wanted to make it somewhat similar to Godin, which is the boss from the Wind Waker and the Tower of the Gods. Oh yeah, that bell could be converted into a lot of iron if you needed iron. And this is also pretty inaccurate reconstruction of the top of the tower from the Wind Waker. Mention that. So yeah, Godin from the Wind Waker, he's a head and 2 hands. So those 3 ghasts was basically a head and then 2 hands of the boss, or they were meant to symbolize that. And the head has the Fleecy Mob, of course, and then the hands were a bit... I think the head was the strongest of the 3 ghasts, and it had 2 blazes on top of it. And it dropped a supercharged creeper on fire that follows you and blows you up sometimes. And then the hands drop normal creepers that are on fire. You know you want to jump off this. So the only thing you have to be careful about when you jump off this tower is the sign thing right there. Whee! I love doing that. Did I? Yeah, I think my boat's just destroyed in here, so wait. Do I have a boat? Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a boat here. Alright, yeah, hold on. I'll make a boat while I talk more about this tower, I guess. So I didn't really work very hard, to be honest, on the aesthetics, like the interior aesthetics of this tower. I really suck at aesthetics, so yeah, that's another one of my excuses for not doing a good job about decoration and such. And the mobs in here are pretty much all mobs you've seen before. Like you saw the zombies from Ganon's Tower. You saw the skeletons from Ganon's Tower. So yeah, I didn't really spend much time on developing new mobs for this area in particular. But for the most part, it's a pretty unique area. It's pretty awesome, and you can see the path up there, and you can see the flying skeleton spawner that was there. And I really like the design of this place. Like I really try to make it accurate in terms of the Colosseum look to the Tower of the Gods. And you can see the things go all the way down to the bottom there, or the bottom of the ocean. And this ocean is I kind of regret making this ocean so deep. It's deeper than a normal Minecraft ocean. The typical ocean, and that's where I got the basically the templates for making the ocean floor I got out of vanilla Minecraft, like world generation. I just copied and pasted it over and over and over again, basically, to make this massive ocean. So yeah, that's how I made that. Kind of regret making it so deep. But yeah. And also that's why there's diving helmets in the chest at the beginning of this area, is in case you like derp and drop this map somewhere by pressing Q accidentally or something, you can dive down and retrieve it. So yeah, that's why there's diving helmets, and I'm getting sidetracked so far from the Tower of the Gods, which I'm trying to explain and talk about, but yeah, as usual in this developer commentary, I get sidetracked. And there are more of these kind of islands, just kind of random, generic islands that are scattered around, kind of just to, you know, make something in this ocean. I also kind of regret making the ocean so big. I probably should have toned it down a bit so that it's not so overwhelming on the player to be able to, you know, explore this entire area. Although I did try to make the islands concentrated enough to be able to see, like, at least an island wherever you are on the map, which I kind of succeeded at, but there are a lot of places actually that you can't see any islands from. Like, you can almost see that island from the edge of the pier on 12 render distance, or 12 chunk render distance. So that might be, yeah, you can pretty much see it from the pier. But yeah, that's the distance I try to maintain. Oh, come on, boat. Why'd you go that way? Alright. So, yeah, let's see. Did the Tower of the Gods? I might, like, call this an episode or a part, and then come back next time to go north for Forest Haven, or the Forest Haven. That's probably the next order of business. And I'll also go past the islands. I think there's, like, one island in between the Forest Haven and here that I'll make a stop at. Do I have a boat on me? No, I don't have anything to drop here. But I do want a minecart. Okay. So, yeah, I think I'll call this an episode, and come back next time for going north in terms of the set out island. So yeah, see you next time!